Hello, everyone. We are here with Sacred's Hearts. I'm gonna turn on your Fugi, actually. I think that would be a wonderful idea.
Get Fugi,
There it is. Look at that little prankster. Alright. You're more well-known than I am, but do you want to introduce yourself, Sacred?
I'm not particularly well known, but thank you for the introduction. I'm Sacred's Hearts. I'm taking a break right now from Isaac content creation in general, but I typically create a bunch of Isaac content about accessibility of the game, making sure that it's available for people to actually join, and otherwise I just play a lot of Isaac. Today we're doing a special thing though I'm really excited for.
So today is going to be the tier list of just characters overall. During my last live stream, I rated how characters feel for greed mode. This is just going to be characters overall. So, there's quite a few different tiers, actually. I just snagged this off of Tier List Maker. Masterpiece, amazing, great, very good, good, decent, bad, really bad, and horrible. I feel like I should make a Jacob and Esau tier, but I'll do that later.
I think horrible's fine for that.
That's fair. So, to start off, Isaac, he's your basic character. I think he's I'm gonna put him in amazing.
Okay. I think he's lazy character design, but I understand you're amazing.
He is a good starting point. He's the default. Once he gets the D6, he pops off, he's really good. He doesn't really have any strengths, but he doesn't have any weaknesses. Well, I guess his strength is the D6.
Bomb is really nice.
So, yeah, maybe great would be better.
I think I agree with great more than I agree with amazing personally.
Magdalene.
Oh, just a question for you. Are we rating this on overall strength or overall quality of design as a character?
I'm gonna say probably more so strength.
Okay.
Just
strength,
how
I will read it realign.
Okay. We can also do overall design.
Sounds like you had strength in mind, so let's go strength.
Yeah. Okay. Magdalene. She has a bit of a crutch with the Yum Heart, but I think overall she's just good, maybe decent.
I would say good or decent is where I would end up with her. If there was a good decent tier, obviously I'd go there.
Good decent.
Yeah.
Yeah. She doesn't... In co-op, she's good, because she has the Yum Heart to heal everyone. But that's kind of a niche. If you're playing by yourself, she's just kind of there.
Yeah. Only 0.85 movement speed is really rough.
Yeah. Once you get under the 1 speed, you feel it.
Mm-hmm.
Cain.
Yeah, I've definitely had runs where that's been an issue.
There's the challenge where it's the tank or something like that, where she has 0.4 speed.
Just kind of lumbering through.
She is good for sack rooms and blood machines. To an extent. Because she does start with more health, and she does have the Yum Heart, but it's a 4 charge?
Yes, it is a 4 charge.
4 charge. So, I personally really like Cain. Almost to the point where I might put him in amazing. Starting with...
I think he's amazing.
Luck Foot is incredible. Making all pills good as a starting is incredible.
Also, the bonus to arcades is really nice. And he has 1.3 speed, which is amazing. And
his downside was supposed to be he only has 1 eye, but I don't really see that as a downside.
It doesn't change his tier rate tangibly, and it also has a bunch of different synergies, like Sty and tech synergies.
Yeah.
So
yeah, he's a good little goober. I personally don't really like Judas.
Really? Tell me why.
He starts with 1 heart. He has a higher damage multiplier, right?
Yes, he does.
Yeah. So he's what I would call the first skill check character.
Sure.
because he can die very quickly. The book is all right. It does give you more angel and devil deals, but and the extra damage. But it does cause you to have to play a bit more carefully. I think I could put him in good.
Yeah, I think he's good because I think you get that 1 HP up and he's no longer a challenge character.
Yeah.
But yeah, I can definitely see the struggle if you just don't manifest yourself some HP.
Blue Baby. I don't think Blue Baby really
Blue
has
Baby
anything going for him.
He's got the devil deal thing going for him.
Yeah, it makes devil deals cost 2 soul hearts instead of 3.
2 or 1.
Oh, 2 or 1. Oh,
yeah,
interesting.
It's red heart equivalent.
Okay. But also,
which I think actually makes it pretty good. But like, I think this character is challenging for a lot of people.
He is challenging, and I think just the niche for devil deals doesn't really make him good.
Sure.
Because also his health depends on soul hearts.
Yeah.
So
I mean, there are a lot of devil deals that are ostensibly free with him, just because of the fact that he spends soul hearts on them.
That's fair.
Things like the Pact, things like ceremonial robes.
Yeah, ceremonial robes is god tier item, by the way. I love that item. I just like how it looks.
Sure.
So what do you think? Decent or good?
I think decent. It seems like you're shading towards decent, and I'll respect that.
Yeah. Eve is a tricky one. I
think Eve is quite strong personally, especially with the new changes to her.
New changes?
Her dead bird persisting between rooms is a really nice change.
I did not know it did that.
Yeah, they added that recently, where if you're at the health threshold that you get Horror Babylon at, the dead bird persists between rooms, which is really, really powerful early game.
That's pretty good. Hello, Higami Kofuku. Hello, just stopping by to say keep up the hard work. Thank you. Yeah, so I don't know if many people watched my older Isaac videos before I started streaming. I really liked Eve. My whole plan was to just take a devil deal and get down to 1 heart and just steamroll through with the Babylon transformation.
Sure.
But I feel like there's better ways to go about it, and as I've played through the game and gotten better, that is still a decent strategy. It's just a matter of being careful with how you play. Deadbird is peak.
I think typically she's very devil deal focused in general, but yeah, there are other ways to play her, and it really obviously depends on the seed and the run.
I do like Razor Blade, because if you get a soul heart, you can just put yourself to 1 red heart, not lose your devil chance, and just activate the Babylon.
Using it to spend red hearts to get into like things like curse rooms is really cool as well.
Not having to lose a bit of your soul heartage. Samson, I feel, is just kind of mid.
The lack of range is really what kills Samson for me personally. Starting out with 4.5 range is very difficult.
Very rough, especially when you get the rooms with the what are those? The gapers, the floating heads that shoot at you once you get in sight.
Yeah, or even excuse me, Claudies can be really tough with 4.5 range.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'd put him into decent to bad, honestly.
I'm leaning more towards bad.
Yeah.
Because
his passive is not very good either.
Yeah, it's floor wide, I believe.
Yes.
But even then, yeah, I'm not really feeling it. And I do think it's hilarious that he gets a terrible upgrade for doing ultra hard, but that also makes him lose some points.
Yeah, Child's Heart's really mid.
Yeah.
In most situations, it's just a detriment.
And hello, Dahlia Inkheart. Ah, indeed. Azazel? I'm tempted to put him in Masterpiece, but I'm thinking I'm leaning more towards High Amazing.
Really? Is it just the lack of range that makes you not like him that much?
He is one of my favorite characters. The flight, the brimstone that has in a technicality, spectral and piercing is incredible. You get a little bit of range on him, he is popping off. I think I could put him into Masterpiece.
I think the thing is with him is he just, like, flight early plus early extra speed is so broken.
But he is also baby's first crutch.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, he's there as a, I feel bad for you for playing this game. Here's a way to learn it.
And I feel like it makes a lot of people develop some really bad habits and kind of forget how unforgiving the game is at times. So I do think he deserves Masterpiece, though.
I've met a lot of people who literally only play Azazel and didn't register that playing other characters unlocks you items.
Yeah.
And I think that's pretty funny, honestly. It's a good comedy character.
He is a good comedy character. Lazarus doesn't really have anything going for him.
Nah, Lazarus is broken. I don't know what you're talking about.
I mean, sure, he can revive and he loses a heart for doing so. And he keeps the stat up, doesn't he?
Yeah, he keeps the stat up. The biggest thing about Lazarus, though, is if you're at 1 health container and you revive, you get to keep that 1 health container. So that is just free devil deals every floor.
I guess.
Or free sack rooms, or free blood donos. Plus, it's a free stat up that gives you also a range up for the floor. It gives you anemic for the floor. And also gives you pretty decent speed up as well.
I guess I could put him into very good then. I don't know. When I played him, maybe I didn't quite understand or register that, and I just didn't use him to his fullest potential.
I think, yeah, intentionally sacrificing your health in Isaac is definitely something that takes a long time to learn. And when you get to Lazarus the first time around, you don't register that, I think. Yeah.
So I'll put him in very good. He has potential. Eden is a hard one to register because he's very RNG dependent of, do you start with something good? Do you start with good stats? Or do you just have the worst run of your life and you just reset?
I think Eden is just perfectly average, frankly.
He is.
You can't put him anywhere else, right?
I think I would put him higher than Magdalene and Blue Baby, though.
I think good is perfectly average. Because at least on this list, that's one of 9 categories.
Fair enough. I can agree with that. Hello, Galaxy Eggson, aka Glitch.
Oh, okay. I didn't know it was Glitch.
A different Glitch.
Oh, okay.
Lost is a funky little dude.
Once you unlock Mantle, Lost is good.
Yeah. Once you unlock Mantle, it is still a bit of a struggle in greed mode.
Yes.
Because you have to hit the spikes to turn off the wave, and even then you have to survive the wave after you get hit.
The Lost doesn't take damage from the button in greed mode.
He does not, but he, you lose a coin on the next wave, don't you?
Yes, but...
Yeah,
it's definitely... I think knowing when to stop your waves in greed mode is very difficult with the Lost.
Yeah.
I'd say great is a reasonable place to put it.
Yeah.
It's either very good or great. I think it depends on whether or not you skill issue in any given room.
Yeah. Eternal D6 is potentially good too. You know, the chance of losing an item, so you have to weigh the pros and cons.
Yeah. I think it's just there's so many items that don't do anything for the Lost. It's pretty good. It's pretty important to the character overall.
Lilith, one of my favorite characters, I don't quite know if I can put her into Masterpiece. She is dependent on getting more babies to go to her fullest potential.
She does have an increased chance at finding babies.
Oh, does she?
Yes. My issue with her is she's hard to shoot around corners with.
That's fair. I have to use wiki.gg because I don't like the other one.
Oh, yeah. Because fandom is gross.
Yeah.
What are you looking at?
I was just gonna look at some of her stuff, but that would take a bit too long.
Loss is immediately worse here due to sounding like Loss and reminding me of the comic. Yeah, that makes sense.
Oh, I just realized I was in top chat. My bad. God, I think this might upset some people. I don't think Keeper's all that good.
I think you're wrong, but I understand your opinion.
He gets triple tiers. He is very dependent on coins. He gets the wooden nickel after you unlock it.
I think more than coins, he's dependent on battery items.
That as well. Battery items, he would want Swallowed Penny or the piggy bank.
Yeah.
And I think he's middle.
Yeah, I think he's very good at sack rooms. I think that's something we have to account for.
He has some things that he excels at, but he does need a little bit of help. And also, he starts with 2 coin hearts until you, beat Hush with him?
Yeah.
So...
And he doesn't start with the wooden nickel until after you beat Isaac.
Yeah. So, bit of a rough start, but once he picks up some momentum, he can do some funny things. Does he also get double deals cost money?
Yes, he does.
Okay. So...
Yeah, spending his heart containers would suck.
Yeah. He can potentially pop off, but... a little bit of struggle. A little bit.
I think he's more stable than his tainted counterpart, I will say.
Yeah. I think Apollyon is pretty good. Bit of a rough start.
I think he's kind of broken, frankly.
Yeah.
Especially because of the void buff.
Yeah. I am tempted to put him in Masterpiece, but first thoughts of him
the first floor is a little rough.
Yeah, the first floor is rough. And even if he doesn't get more, active items, he can still just void items that he doesn't want and get stat increases. So, very good potential.
Yeah, I think he's probably the highest potential out of the non-tainted characters.
Mm-hmm.
He kind of shoots the moon if he wants to.
He does. I want your opinion on the Forgotten.
Okay, that's fair. I play a lot of the Forgotten and the Tainted Forgotten. I think it's a very difficult character to evaluate. I think the thing that makes it, or the probably the best part about the character is, first of all, early flight, as I've mentioned before, is really disgusting. And 2, your devil deals are pretty cheap because you can spend the soul for them. Outside of that, don't think it has a ton going for it. Bone Hearts being extra fragile is annoying. If you do keep your Bone Hearts to an endgame boss, you basically have the same amount of HP as a regular character because you can take 2 hits for each heart container.
That's true.
I want to say very good.
I think I would agree with you on that. The flight being a little restricted is a really good balance to it. I do like that depending on the items you get, you can either be focused on being the Bone Man, or you can be focused on being the Spirit. So he has potential.
It's a really cool character.
I vibe with him a lot. I don't really like the unlock method, but I can understand wanting it to be a quote-unquote secret character.
Yeah, it's unfortunately when Isaac says it's a secret character, that just means look it up on a wiki.
Yeah.
I think that it is too obfuscated to actually be something that you'll find on your own, really.
I am glad that they made the Lost easier to unlock.
Yeah, if you had to do the 4 specific deaths in 4 certain ways. Yeah.
That is absurd. I am sad that I wasn't around the Binding of Isaac community when they had all the ARGs going on.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm glad that I'm here now. I really like Bethany. She's cute.
I think Bethany's very strong.
She's very strong. Whoops, where did I grab Tainted Apollyon?
Yeah, I definitely think she's a very good, not a great. Just because the lack of soul hearts is a big deal.
Yeah, it really is.
Her deals are much harder to find.
And typically when you're around the point of playing Bethany, you don't have bone hearts.
That's true.
So it is difficult to get through with her. You will see very little deals.
Mm-hmm.
So, but she does have the potential to be very strong.
Yes. If you get like an early shoop or something, the run is kind of in the bag.
And getting an angel deal instead of a devil deal for your first deal is really insane.
Nice. Yeah. Though that has shifted a little bit because they recently buffed devil deals.
Really?
Yeah, that's in the most recent patch. They're kind of going crazy with the patches recently. They're all over the place.
I should have read the patches more and betterer. But
my eyes kind of glaze over reading them, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, there's a lot to read.
Yeah.
I think you, me, everyone can agree. Jacob and Esau get their own tier.
I actually like the characters.
Really?
Yeah, I think they're good.
Do tell.
Okay, so you essentially, as long as you go alt path right away, you essentially end up twice as strong as any normal character. Another thing that's really cool about them is you can build synergies on two different characters that could possibly be anti-synergistic with each other. I'm trying to think of examples of this. Like you wouldn't want to have Brimstone and Pop on the same character.
Mm-hmm.
But you could put one on Jacob and you could put one on Esau and that would work out.
That's fair.
I think that the characters are bad, but I really like what they teach you about the game.
Yeah. They are one of the hardest characters. I definitely struggled with them a lot because they are 2 hitboxes.
Yes.
It is very easy to die with them, especially once you get to the womb and you start taking a full heart of damage. Mm-hmm. But they do have potential. So I think I could change my rating to really bad for them.
Okay. I would appreciate that.
Just because they aren't necessarily a bad character. It's just they're a very high skill floor character.
Yeah, I would agree. Yeah, it's just you kind of eat shit with this character until you have the basis of understanding on them, and then you're still kind of struggling for a while until you kind of reach that flow state.
Yeah, it's you learn a lot about the game by playing them, but there are some moments that are just agonizing.
Yeah. I've actually been thinking about doing a run a week with these two, just to do a streak or something.
Oh, God.
Sending that to my editor and being like, hey, make this watchable so people don't hate me for playing this character.
Fair enough. Why? How did these guys get so out of order? I don't understand.
Mostly in order.
I don't know why Lazarus is at the end, but that's neither here nor there. Tainted Isaac.
I think Tainted Isaac's really, really cool and really quite strong.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say amazing, not masterpiece.
Yeah, absolutely. He has the potential to be very strong, seeing as how he gets every pedestal to shift between 2 items, which is insanely good. If you can find a way to reroll them, that's even better. Him being limited to 8 items or 12 if you find Birthright, but you'd have to unlock Birthright first. Can be a bit frustrating, but there are some really good synergies you can make pretty easily with him.
He also has a couple like kind of one-item breaks. Like Rock Bottom just wins you the game with him. Crooked Penny is also obscene with him a lot of the time.
Yeah,
because you can put down extra items and then try to duplicate them and get another look at a different item pool, which is really obscene.
The items that it shifts between, do they still come from the same pool?
They will come from the same pool, but you can like put down an item that you don't want anymore, and basically like turn it into an item from a different pool than the one it was picked up as. Also, the best character in the game with experimental treatment.
Very fair. Tainted Maggie.
They removed her one-item break, right?
They did. They nerfed her with Sharp Plug.
Yeah, which is honestly sad because that was really stupid and really silly.
I think that she's a very strong character. Being able to still get double deals if she's in her, I don't know what you call that, temporary red health?
Draining red health? Yeah, I don't know.
Draining, whatever you want to call it. Being able to spawn more hearts from enemies. You essentially don't really care much about the items you get unless they increase your speed or damage.
Yeah, and you kind of don't want them to be contact damage items, which is unfortunate, because then you might not get your hearts. I learned this recently. But if you have like Mom's Heals, that adds contact damage to Isaac, but it reduces the hearts you spawn with Magdalene.
Interesting.
Yeah, because you do have to remember her hugs deal 5 times your damage, and you just need to scale your damage really hard. She's great with Polyphemus, though.
She is great with Among Us.
Yeah.
I think Amazing is a good spot for her.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. Bye, Jenny.
Goodbye, Jenny. Thank you for stopping by.
Cain. Throw him in the trash.
Yeah, I talked about this before. If you have EID, it's not as bad. It's still pretty painful. You don't want to take. Yeah, you don't want to take double deals. Yep. And it takes so long to get a run going. And if you're on console, you're fucked. Simple as that.
So I did my first Dead God on console, and it was awful. I genuinely hated the character, and I still am not over it, because he's just not interesting to play. Your runs are so long and so boring, and you have to figure out how to craft your Mama Megas and then scream.
Yeah, it's so frustrating. I am glad that they made it so that Mega Bean can open up Boss Rush and Hush. So at least then
another option is great.
Yeah, so it is nice to have more options to be able to do that, but it's just not a fun character. And hello, Sunny Saloni. Tainted Judas. I think he's a contender for Masterpiece.
I think he's pretty broken. Free curse rooms, can walk over spikes pretty easily with his dark arts, scales his damage. Obviously can't really take double deals, but can do everything else.
Yeah, he's very strong, and his only real downside is he can only have soul and black hearts. So
yeah, and that's a pretty minimal downside once you've gotten to this point in your Isaac time.
Yeah, because a decent chunk of characters only have soul or black hearts.
Yeah,
so
it's quite a few, honestly.
Blue Baby, Tainted Blue Baby, Tainted Judas,
Tainted Bethany.
Tainted Bethany, yeah. So it does feel cool when you dash through a lot of bullets. Because yeah, you can invalidate bullets, you can, if you have contact damage, you can just stand on the boss for a little bit. He's just a really good character.
Yeah, he invalidates a lot of the endgame bullet hell bosses.
He does. Uh, Tainted Blue Baby, I don't think is as bad as some people say he is.
Mhm.
He has
I would agree.
He has some pretty good stuff that he can do with his poops. Like if you get diarrhea, you can put poison, fire, or holy on it. Or I think even the black poop does it. And just change your shots. And then just get more diarrhea, and you can just chain it along the room.
Mm-hmm. I think the issue I have with this character is much like Jacob and Esau, it has a really high skill ceiling, or skill floor,
Mm-hmm.
which you have to reach before you can get there, because it's just irritating accidentally throwing a poop on occasion.
Yeah. I do wish that if you were holding a poop and you press the pocket item, that you could put that poop in there, but he can't.
Oh, sure.
He just puts the next poop in and then drops the one he's holding.
Mm-hmm. One thing I learned from people commenting on my video about him for co-op is that if he holds the holy poop above his head, it will never get popped, and he can just use that to provide a buff to everybody in its radius.
That's true.
Which is really cool.
So
People were like, you're actually dumb and bad. I was like, yeah, okay.
The comments are bizarre sometimes. So I think I'd put him in very good.
Yeah, I'd say good or very good is fine by me.
Yeah. Tainted Eve, I think, is another masterpiece character.
Oh, she's so broken.
She can get so broken so easily. You get a heart that drops, just spawn your Claudies and grab it, and then you just got more for your army. She can be a bit fragile.
Fixed the rotten heart thing, by the way.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, she is just incredibly broken. She has so many synergies because of her clots.
Yeah.
Hemolacria is one of them. It gets insane. You can cause people to lag out and crash if you're playing her in co-op.
Oh yeah, she lags the heck out of the game. Don't play her in co-op, chat. It will crash your game late in the... Jacob's Ladder, your favorite item, is also absurd with her.
Oh yeah, I do love Jacob's Ladder. I don't really know how I feel about Tainted Samson.
I think the thing is Berserk becomes a detriment later in the game, and that's my issue with him.
It really does. Like, it's good at the start, because then you can just blast through rooms and, just annihilate everything, but I don't know, he's just not really all that fun, either.
Mm-hmm.
So...
I think he's fun in the earlier game, and then he just becomes kind of tedious, because you just have to wait for your Berserk in the end game.
Mm-hmm.
And it feels bad flavorfully that he's just a waiting game at the end.
Yeah. I'm thinking either bad or decent.
I think decent's fine.
Yeah. Tainted Azazel. I love my sneezy baby. I know that hemoptysis is coughing up blood, but the wiki says it's sneezing. He looks like he's sneezing. I'm calling it sneezing.
Okay, that's fine. The thing is I don't think he's that good.
Definitely not. You can you can sneeze on an enemy and then brimstone and chain the explosion.
I think Great's pushing it, dude.
Yeah, you're probably right.
I think Very Good is pushing it personally.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I don't really like the thin brimstone.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of hard to hit things, and it seems like it doesn't do that good of damage either.
So it does half your damage unless you sneezed on them, in which case it then does full damage.
Yeah. So he needs a little bit of help to get going, but I think he's adorable.
Sure. That's fine. We'll put him in good because of adorableness.
Mm-hmm. I hate to be that person. I'm so glad they fixed the D4 bug.
I understand why, but the character's so much more random now.
Yeah. It's just really annoying where before people were like, oh, hey, you should do the D4 bug. Hey, why haven't you done the D4 bug?
Yeah, I think it's really funny. The first time you played the character on stream, I was like, have you heard about the D4 bug? And you genuinely were interested, and then I think people started asking you repeatedly every stream, and you're so angry about it now.
Yeah, like...
We've come so far.
I understand that you can, like, break the game with it. I just don't think it's that fun. It's a neat thing to do, like, once or twice, like the D20 break. I don't like doing that all the time.
Sure.
I will do the D20 break if it's on a character that I'm struggling with, and I'm at the point where, like, fuck it, I don't care anymore. I got the D20, let's go.
Yeah.
I definitely can't put Tainted Eden higher than Eden. It is kind of fun. I really enjoyed my TM trainer run with him. It was hilarious.
Oh, I'm sure. Because it would just re-roll you into other random items.
Mm-hmm. I think the highest I can put him is decent.
Yeah. I would probably say bad, honestly.
It is a bit of a detriment. If you get Birthright, you know, you can wait until you get a good roll and then pick it up. But...
Yeah. I've definitely intentionally rolled myself before picking up a Birthright, but you're really just not very in control of this character a lot of the time, which is the issue.
One thing that I dislike about him, though, is that when he gets hit to be re-rolled, there's a small window where you can't shoot because he's re-rolling.
Mm-hmm.
So...
yeah, the game just hasn't registered what tiers to give you yet.
Yeah. Tainted Lost, I want to put higher. The new patch has killed him.
What did the new patch do to Tainted Lost? I don't actually know.
They got rid of,
Book of Shadows, right?
They got rid of Book of Shadows. They got rid of...
Glowing Hourglass?
Removed Glowing Hourglass and Book of Shadows from the Tainted Lost pool.
That's disrespectful, frankly.
It's disrespectful as shit. Having to rely on holy cards, I am glad that you can still get them even if you don't have it unlocked.
Mm-hmm.
But he is so frail. You cannot get Holy Mantle unless you spin down dice. And it's just a struggle. Oh, I should have posted in your Discord when I went live.
Oh, I told some people.
Oh, okay, thank you.
I did a thing.
Okay, thank you. I appreciate that.
Yeah, you're good. But yeah, I think Tainted Lost is pretty rough. I'd say decent or good, but not any higher.
He gets the whole better items. They get rid of some of the worthless ones, like the health up items, right?
Mm-hmm.
So he does have that going for him. So in co-op, he can be a bit better, but it's just really rough sometimes. Especially with the greed mode.
Yeah, oh god, that character's awful in greed mode. It's just miserable.
Absolutely miserable. But another masterpiece character, Tainted Lilith.
I mean, that character's really broken.
I love Tainted Lilith. It's so much fun. Just whacking people with a baby.
Are free.
Mm-hmm. Bug Sonar just subscribed. Well, thank you. Hello, Bug Sonar.
Hello, my editor.
Oh, hello, editor. I just realized that I still have the zombie running for subscribe notifications. I thought I changed that, but whatevs.
Ocean Man, I didn't know Fetty Wap changed his name.
Fetus Wap. Yeah, Tainted Lilith is just insane. So easy to win runs with. She's my favorite character. It's just so much fun.
Yeah, the only time I've ever really lost runs with her is if I got 0 speed ups.
Yeah, the less speed is a bit annoying. She's what, 0.9?
Yeah, but she just deals so much damage it doesn't matter.
Yeah, exactly. And she can honestly keep enemies away. So, it's really nice, really fun.
The pushback on that is huge. Because that's really the downside with speed, is you can't keep away from enemies, but her pushback is kind of doing the same thing.
Yeah. She is free. I struggled with Tainted Keeper for a bit.
If you struggle with Tainted Keeper in regular Isaac, don't play Tainted Keeper in Fiend Folio.
Yeah.
It made me cry on stream.
Jesus. He is really fun in Greedier. I still struggled in Greedier just because of having to chase after the coins.
Yeah.
But I think he has potential because he gets a lot of money and he gets the better shops.
Yeah. I think one thing that makes him really, really good actually is he's like nearly guaranteed a planetarium because you just skip your item rooms because you're never gonna have enough money for all of them.
Yeah. So he's he has potential. I'm thinking good. He's better than Keeper at the very least.
I think they're comparable personally.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's close.
Yeah. I love Tainted Apollyon. The changes to the... I almost said wisps. What are they called? Locusts.
The locusts? Yeah.
The changes is insane.
By far the best parts of the recent patches.
And Birthright on him, incredible.
Oh, his Birthright's crazy. The fact that they just stick on the enemies is nuts.
It's just like a chainsaw.
Yeah.
It's so great. He might be a contender for Masterpiece, honestly.
Oh, I think he's both fun to play, well designed, and really, really strong. So I would say so.
Yeah. Tainted.
We should organize within the tiers at the end of this, by the way.
Yeah. Tainted Forgotten, surprisingly really fun.
Oh, really? As long as you're playing controller.
Yeah.
He's severely nerfed by keyboard.
I get so many people making fun of me for playing on controller, but one, my hands are messed up. It's hard for me to do keyboard and keyboard. But controller's just more comfortable. It's better. I like it. I like being able to slow walk.
Vicfis was originally a keyboard player, transitioned to controller about a year ago just to see what was easier, has said on their lives, controller is easier.
I see what you did there. She transitioned to controller.
She did transition to controller, but but unironically, Vic thinks controller is like better to play this game on, and I hard to agree.
It's just really fun it's really fun in co-op when there's an item that you want, but you're still discussing it, so you just slow walk towards it.
That is really fun. That's something you can't do on keyboard.
Exactly.
Yeah. That kind of flexibility of movement, I think, is what makes controller a better way to play this game.
Yeah, and even being able to move in any direction compared to just 8 is insane.
Yeah. I see you sneakily add Bethany to amazing, and you're correct, but it's just funny.
I wasn't really trying to be sneaky about it. I was just putting her there to get ready for it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, she's broken.
Megaton is one of my favorite items.
It's so cool.
The 25% chance to get a wisp from the current item pool is great. You just save up a bunch of charges, get into a devil or angel deal, and just pop, 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 pop. And before you know it, you got Brimstone. You got Sacred Heart.
She's disgusting. Blood charges is not a fair mechanic.
Le Megaton. I just like saying Le Megaton.
Tainted Jacob, the goat.
Tainted Jacob the Goat. One of the highest skill floor characters.
Oh, but so cool. Have you watched people streak Tainted Jacob?
I have. I've seen Rob play Tainted Jacob.
Oh, Rob is so good.
Once you can get used to dodging the ghost, he is such a good character.
Yeah. I think I've come around on his Birthright recently as well, where I'm like, wait, that is actually a lot of damage.
It is a lot of damage. It's so much to look out for, but at least they charge at the same time.
Yeah. Alright, and our last one.
Oh, he just goes in horrible.
Yeah, he's pretty horrible.
No one's going to disagree with me on that. He is Jacob and Esau without the extra damage.
Yeah. The fact that they moved switch to 4 charges was necessary, but doesn't make the character serviceable.
Yeah, he was my least favorite character. I did not enjoy playing him. It was just a terrible experience altogether.
Bug Sonar, to answer your question, Tainted Jacob is way better on controller because the angles you can do are really, really precise. I love my 6 hours of planning stuff with Tainted Lads. Yeah, you just kind of walk back and forth between rooms and trying to figure out how you flip correctly.
Yeah. So, how would you organize this?
Do you want to start with Masterpiece?
Might as well.
Okay. I think number one is either Apollyon or Eve.
Yeah. I'm trying not to let my bias get in the way.
Okay, that's fair.
I think...
Would you agree with me on Apollyon or Eve?
Yeah, I think I would do Apollyon at the top. Well...
Okay.
No,
It's
I would
close.
put... It is very close. Because it's a matter... They both need items to help them.
Mm-hmm.
And Eve is either you get a lot of hearts and you get a lot of friends and then you get items to help with your shots, or you get Apollyon and you just absorb a lot of really good items and just have an army of locusts. I think it caps out at 64 though, doesn't it?
Yes, it does. But like 64 is way more than the number of items you find on average in a run.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
I think the thing is with Apollyon is you take any damage ups you find and you void basically everything else.
Mm-hmm.
Lilith, I think, is third pretty clearly.
Mm-hmm.
And then it's...
I think maybe Judas ahead of Azazel.
That's what I was thinking as well.
Because
I think
Azazel is
really
just
good.
baby's first broken character.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm. Or amazing.
Tainted Bethany, I think, clears on number one in that section.
Mm-hmm.
After
I'm
that,
I think Tainted Jacob is a good second place once you get the skill for it.
yeah, that makes sense to me.
I'm thinking
I think Apollyon's higher than Cain, personally.
Yeah. Cain is just a very basic character that just makes starting runs a lot easier. The paperclip does help, since you don't need as many keys. Hello, Flash.
I think it goes Tainted Isaac, and then either Lilith or Maggie,
I
personally.
think Lilith would probably be at the bottom of Amazing.
That makes sense to me.
I
Happy with that.
I think Tainted Forgotten would be at the top of Great.
Yeah, I would agree.
Then
It's so fun to play.
it is very fun to play. Just throwing the Bone Man is super fun. The only thing that I have that I dislike is on certain bosses, if you throw the Bone Man in a bad way, it hurts.
kinda
It struggles.
soft-locked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and I think Isaac and
Isaac's
Lost
better
are...
than Lost.
Yeah, I think they're kind of interchangeable to a point, since
Yes.
functionally they
D6
do the same
characters.
thing. Just Isaac is longer charge, but no chance of losing the item.
Yeah. I think I think D6 with no downside is better than Flight,
Yeah.
essentially. is what that
Especially
means.
with having health versus just having mantle.
Who's not being sincere? Am I not being sincere? I just sound like that. I sound sarcastic all the time. Don't worry.
Sometimes fumbled the bone body and went to the next floor by accident. That does happen as well. Sometimes you throw it and you just don't mean to. It is very satisfying to just go through rooms by just throwing the bones to the next room.
I mean, there's a reason I did a hush streak with that character. It's so fast.
He's very fast.
Yeah.
For very good, I think Tainted Blue Baby would be at the bottom.
I agree. Bethany maybe near the top.
Dead Bird can only go so far, because it is
Yeah, I think
4
Dead Bird's
damage?
an early carry.
Yeah. Lazarus has potential, especially with just taking devil deals. Forgotten, I think these two are interchangeable.
Yeah, I'd agree.
I think maybe Forgotten goes a little higher, though, because he does also have Pseudo Dry Baby, if you need it.
I also think Tainted Blue Baby is really good there as comment bait.
Speaking of comment bait, finally, tier list that does my boy Tainted Blue Baby justice. I will
I
say...
feel vindicated for saying that right as you posted.
And Forgotten does get some sick, unique synergies. I love getting Polyphemus and just having a massive bone.
Mm-hmm. What's my favorite synergy with that? Oh, Proptosis is also really good in that way.
Ooh, yeah. Proptosis just has no downsides with Forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it has the downside when you go to Spirit form, but most of the time when I play Forgotten, I am playing Bone Man.
That's true. Yeah, I think it's just more convenient.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. Okay, the good tiers.
The
Tough.
good
Those are kind of a
tiers.
mixed bag.
Yeah. I'm thinking Tainted Keeper would be top.
That makes sense to me.
Just because
I think
of
Eden
his...
should be perfectly in the middle for the bit.
Oh, absolutely. You did... I would agree with you on your comment about Tainted Azazel, of how he kind of struggles a bit.
Yeah, if you can't get close to the enemy, he struggles.
Mm-hmm.
I kind of like this lineup.
Yeah, I do too. I think they're all about
like,
where they want to be.
Yeah.
For decent... Honestly, I don't really have any...
Maggie lower.
Yeah.
Personally.
The heart only goes so far.
Yeah. I think Blue Baby is the best in decent.
Yeah, I'm just so conflicted about Tainted Samson. I think he should be at the bottom of decent.
That makes sense to me.
Once you get near the end of your run, it's just... Okay, when's my when's my Berserk gonna wear off?
Yeah, when can I shoot again?
Mm-hmm. And...
that looks all fine to me.
Yeah, bad...
I mean, I think regular Samson's better than Tainted Eden.
Yeah, that's fair. I'm gonna rename this.
What are you renaming it to?
Jacob and Esau tier.
They have their own tier.
Mm-hmm. And horrible...
Is Lazarus better than Cain?
That's the problem. Cain takes forever. Lazarus is just a slog to play.
At least I get to go about my life when I die on a Lazarus run.
Yeah. I think that puts him just above
run,
Cain.
It's like 4 o'clock in the evening by the time I actually get to exist.
Mm-hmm. You've been going for about 2 hours and you're still on basement 2.
And you're like, oh god, kill me, please.
Yeah.
And it takes like 30 minutes after that because you finish your build by basement 2.
Mm-hmm.
But
I will say, Bag of Crafting does have a couple of guaranteed creations.
Absolutely. Yeah, the Mama Mega stuff.
Mama Mega with either 2 gold bombs and a bunch of regular bombs. He does get more potential with the everything jar.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what it's called.
I didn't know that D Infinity had a set recipe. That's crazy.
Oh, with a bunch of dice shards. I didn't know that.
That's just never gonna come up ever.
It's not.
Ever.
You might get Death Certificate, but it's less likely.
Yeah, I'm glad they fixed the Death Certificate room. When this character was first launched, Death Certificate, you'd pick up your item and it would poof into pickups again.
Mm-hmm.
And now they fix it where you can actually pick up the items in Death Certificate's room.
Oh, that's good.
Just an insane thing to have to fix.
Oh, man. That is...
What a character.
What a character.
Tainted Cain rank C?
I would disagree.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna download that. Oh.
3 weeks dungeon.
Oh, please stop.
You have to
There we
rename
go.
it.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's a pretty... Oh, right, I saved the image. Why am I taking a snip? The only redeeming quality is that the specialist dance mod makes Cain sad.
Oh, that's pretty funny, actually.
Oh,
He's
that's
just
awesome.
grooving while crying.
All right, and that is it for our tier list. How do you feel after this, Sacred?
I feel good. We're definitely a little top heavy, but I think that's just because we're a couple of optimists.
I appreciate you being here and helping me. Holy shit, thank you, Rob Gods.
Rob, we were talking about you earlier.
We were talking about you.
Thank you so much, Rob. Appreciate it.
And say hi to you and Sacred's nice.
Good way to sign off.
It's nice.
Have a great rest of stream and day.
Thank you.
Emoji.
Green heart emoji. Thank you, Rob. We appreciate you, and I appreciate everyone in my community. Every one of you is great. Well, don't be such a downer. If I didn't like you, I wouldn't have invited you here. Make sure you all go to Sacred's channel, give them a follow, like their videos, and I will see you in the next one. Because I'm going to do a lot of tier lists. Bye-bye.
Bye.